Hi you guys, it's Arielle. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today is another shopping video. I'm going to take you with me around Paris to show you a bunch of different boutiques that you don't want to miss on your next trip to Paris. And all of these different places are so unique. There's definitely something for everyone. If you're looking for more of my recommendations, you have my guides and my consultation calls on my website, arielleinparis.com. And if you have time, I definitely recommend that you watch all the other videos in this series because I don't repeat stores and I've just covered so many that I think you would love and I wouldn't want you to miss either. So yeah, I'll leave that playlist link down below. Now without further ado, let's head to our first stop. All right, we're starting today's video right where we left off in my last shopping video at Antique Club in the 11th arrondissement, which is my favorite thrift store. And I thought I could show you a couple other boutiques in the area. That way, if you come out to the 11th to do some shopping, you have more than one stop. It brings such a smile to my face to step off the Paris sidewalk and into Haïlane. The colors just instantly put you in a good mood. This first stop is a flower shop unlike any other because the flowers here are meant to last. Inside this very unique boutique, you'll find dried and paper flowers. The paper flowers are handmade by Laura and Jeanne with a specialty crepe paper from Italy. They're just so beautiful and elegant that it's hard to even tell that they aren't real. And it's also very easy to imagine the lengthy task of studying all the intricate details of a flower before sculpting it out of paper. There's a real focus on eco-responsibility in this boutique. As Jeanne explained, it's at the core of their values to craft sustainable and pesticide-free alternatives to fresh cut flowers. And while the flowers may look delicate, they will keep their shape and color for more than a decade if you take good care of them. My favorite section of the boutique are the accessories. The hair clips and the boutonnieres are so sweet. I just think it's so beautiful to be able to bring home flowers from Paris, and you can always ask them to package your treasures in a box so that it's safe to travel in your suitcase. Now just a few doors down, you have another charming shop called Tulipe brocante. In English, that would be Tulip Flea Market. Here you can enjoy a collection of thrifted gems that will transport you back in time in France. I really love to come here if I'm looking for a hostess gift or even just a new addition to my own home decor. And since every piece is unique, any souvenir that you bring home will be extra special. I've been wanting to share this next stop with you guys for so long because not only do I wear their pieces all through the fall and winter to keep me cozy, but I also love gifting them around the holidays to all the lovely ladies in my life. And the shop I'm talking about is called Intimissimi. The location I'm going to tonight is in the Marais, but there are many others scattered around Paris. I really like their ultralight line of tops that are a blend of cashmere and modal. I don't think a day goes by where I'm not wearing one under my sweater or cardigan in the winter. You can select either the boat neck, the turtleneck, or the lace trim, and they come as just a plain top or a bodysuit. My favorites, as you might even be able to guess, are the lace trim. I really like to wear a v-neck sweater so that you can see a bit of the lace detail popping through. For Christmas, Jean and I are sending one to my mom, my sister, and my brother's girlfriend, which works out for us because right now they have a promotion. When you buy two, your third one is 50% off. And I don't think I can talk about Intimissimi without showing you its sister store, Calzedonia, which has been my go-to for tights and socks for years. I can't even tell you how relieved I was to discover this store because I love to wear skirts and dresses in the winter, and it was driving me nuts to spend $30 on a pair of tights that would rip on the first wear. I really do find that the Calzedonia tights are not only the most durable, but also the most affordable. The ones I wear are the 20 and 40 denier essential tight. They cost €5 a pair, and I get a lot of use out of them. Often I'll do 6 or 7 wears without a single run. Their thermal tights are also great for when it gets really cold in January, and all of their sparkly socks look super cute with loafers. Just like Intimissimi, they run a promotion where when you buy 3, the third is 50% off. I have to say that as we walk through Paris and we go into all these shops that are very festive and fun, I am of course thinking about my Christmas shopping and celebrations with my friends and family, but it also reminds me that the new year is right around the corner, and when I start to think about the new year, my mind goes to all the ways that I want to grow as a person and to be better and improve, and I think the greatest gift of all that we can give ourselves, especially at this time of year, if we're looking for orientation and support, is therapy. And I can't think of a better platform to recommend to you than BetterHelp, the paid partner of today's video. I used to think about going to therapy a lot. There were these patterns in my relationships and friendships that kept repeating themselves and were really wearing me down emotionally. And I could identify which problems I was having, but I just couldn't figure out how to fix it. And I remember telling my doctor that I didn't want to go to therapy because I felt like I should be self-sufficient. I felt like I should be solving my own problems, and that if I worked just a little bit harder, I could figure it out all by myself. And I remember this so well because she looked at me and she goes, "Arielle, you are trying to fix your home with absolutely no experience, no knowledge, no education in home building. You are not a builder, and that's totally okay. But if you want to properly fix your home, then you need a professional who has the experience and the knowledge and the skill set." And I think that's when things clicked for me for the first time. It was in that moment that I realized that it's okay if I don't know everything. It's okay to lose a little bit of control and to ask for help from a professional who is trained to listen and give you unbiased advice. And using BetterHelp is a great way to get the support that you need. Once you make an account, you'll complete a detailed questionnaire that'll match you with a credentialed therapist. And if it's not the right fit, that's okay. You can switch therapists at any time at no extra cost. I really do look forward to my therapy sessions every week. It's incredibly helpful to be able to share my thoughts and feelings with a licensed professional who can give me clarity and unbiased advice. Click the link in the description box below or go to betterhelp.com/ArielleInParis to get 10% off your first month of therapy. All right, we're on our way to our next stop, which is the Bon Marché in the 7th arrondissement. I'm meeting Laura for some Christmas shopping. Now, the Bon Marché is a giant department store, and the Grande Épicerie is inside of the Bon Marché, which is the supermarket where everyone goes to get their vacuum sealed butter. And because we're entering through the Grande Épicerie, I am going to show you a couple grocery store items that I would pick up as gifts, but our goal is to get into the department store, Le Bon Marché, to do some shopping. La Grande Épicerie is one of those places that's overrated, but for good reason. You really can find anything and everything your heart desires here. Yes, there will be products targeted towards tourists, but there will also be a lot of specialty treats that are loved by locals, like this mulled wine mix, which I bought for my mom. I also love their salts, especially the ones that are aromatized with truffle and red wine. There were a few other items that I was a sucker for, like the literal truckload of advent calendars. Now, if you take the escalators up to the first floor, you'll run into one of the hidden gems of the Bon Marché called La Supérette, which is a small shop that mimics a little grocery store and is filled with food and snack-like accessories, toys, and other household items. If you then cross over to the women's fashion department, you'll find their seasonal and themed pop-up shops and expositions. At the moment, it is of course going to be winter and Christmas themed. If you take the escalators to the second floor, you'll find a mini Christmas village overflowing with ornaments, many of which are mouth-blown and hand-painted. If you're in Paris for the holidays, or you just have something fun to celebrate, this could be a nice place to pick up a sentimental and memorable trinket. Good morning. We're on our way to our next stop, which is a bit of an odd boutique in the first arrondissement called La Boutique du Conseil Constitutionnel, which in English translates to the Boutique of the Constitutional Council. And as for the location of this boutique, it's within the Palais Royal, which houses a bunch of different governmental departments, including the Conseil Constitutionnel. Now, this all might sound very boring, but what I like in particular about this boutique is they have a couple charming items that use humor to convey elements of the French Constitution. Now, just a few steps away from la boutique du Conseil Constitutionnel, you have the Galerie Vivant, which is a covered shopping arcade. And inside of this gallery, you have an artist that I very much admire. In today's world, we are so connected that we see everything, ranging from the hottest new product that you absolutely have to have, to a shocking personal story time, to every international and devastating tragedy. It's only the most talented artists that can still catch us by surprise, and for that reason, I deeply admire BLASE, because while his paintings may hook you in with a shock factor, they give you something to think about long after you leave his gallery. While his art may seem a little gaggy, the process behind each masterpiece is long and thoughtful. He'll start by sourcing a 19th century original painting and will work tirelessly to restore it, adding his own personal touch at the end.
Protestant.
Okay, you ready? Because if I... What? You're great. Are you gonna leave your glasses on?
I don't know.
I have to compose myself. God.
Sorry, it's like you had a little mango to interview, sorry.
Here we are with the artist, BLASE. So what I think is really interesting about your art is that you don't paint from zero.
Yeah.
You take an old painting, you refurbish that painting, and then you add your own unique touch. And you have some very interesting pieces.
Which one?
I'm gonna B-roll them over this so they can see.
Wow.
But I mean, the second you walk in front of the boutique, you come face to face with a very shocking picture. Sometimes I don't even put it in my YouTube videos when I talk about the boutique because I'm worried that I will be censored because it's nudity. It's really unlike any art that I've seen before. And so I was wondering where you get your inspiration from. Like what do you try to tell through your paintings? What's the emotion you want to give people? And what inspires you?
What inspires me? No, but I find it's more like a mindset where you're like a 12-year-old kid and you want to do a shocking stuff, you know. For instance, I recall when I was at school, you know, if I could disgust all the girls at once in the classroom and I said, it was the sound of 20 girls say, ugh, it was such a achievement. I say, yes, you know, that was the total inverse that most people are afraid of, to have a public shame. Me, I was playing with it and it was so grateful, you know, to be able to, in a step, to know exactly where the good girls, or, you know, the moral, you know,
yeah,
and just to play with it, how fragile people are.
And what do you want to, because it's hard to tell when you look at the collection of your paintings, what kind of message do you want to?
I don't have any message, you know, I'm not political. I just make a proposition, a proposal? No, not proposals for wedding. Une proposition.
You offer something?
I suggest something.
Okay.
You know, it's a point of view, but there's no way I want it to be taken. Anyhow, everybody comes with his own shape of things that.
Its own worldview?
Yeah, I made a stuff with MAGA way before he was elected in the first, a year before, when he started with the cap.
Yeah.
I did it, you know. A guy who owns a restaurant in Paris bought me a reproduction of this. You know. And maybe 6 months, a year later, a guy on Instagram hey BLASE, you've got some fans on a subreddit pro MAGA, like, you know, the eagle, Trump, the flag, everything. I click the link, I say, fuck, where? And a guy just took a picture in the restaurant, say, oh, they have a hell of patriot in here in France. Good, it's very amazing. So you're showing the moon and people look at the finger, you know, and you know, you can make a statement against something, But the way the person welcome it or receive it, you have no control on that. So there is always, you know, that's the game. Voila.
That's actually really interesting. Tell us about...
Which one?
That one.
Which one?
The second one, the fuck off.
The fuck up, yeah. How to phrase... that one was kind of autobiographic one. 3 years ago, I moved to Madeira island, so I quit my Parisian life to live on an island. That was quite a thing, you know. You go to a foreign country where you don't speak the language, you know nobody, you know. But at some point, you have to, you know, it's a statement, and that's what the first painting I've done there. It's a thing I brought with me because there were I had no curtains in my new place. And time for me to find the curtains the right size, I had that stuff to sleep in the dark. And I said, yeah, but let's put it on the portrait because it reflects a bit the mindset I was at the moment. To do such move, crazy move, all your relatives say, why do you go there? I said, fuck off.
And that one, I think that one is, it looks cute, but it's deceiving. Tell us about that one.
But nothing much to say. It's a little girl who have eaten the head of a pigeon. Voilà. I think that one you can talk about that one with the preacher.
No.
Why?
Something that I want to show you guys in the boutique, because I have several of them and I use them literally every day, are the notebooks. So this one's my favorite. AI took my job. This one as well is pretty funny. And so yeah, these are in the boutique, but they're also online. Something else, probably the most exciting for the holidays, the Christmas cards, which at first look so charming. You have the cute little girl, you know, party. But I love this one because when you look a little closer, it gets a little less festive. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna send this to all my family in Canada. Also in the boutique, we have the prints. It's hard to see this one. Just thought I would show the other prints that you can grab from his website, which I'll leave linked down below. And all of the prices include shipping in Europe and the UK. And you can't forget his coffee table book, which is not only my favorite coffee table book, but also the only one I've ever bothered to read cover to cover over and over again. This one's available in store and online. If the camera is wonky, it's because Blaze is filming, not me.
I'm a painter, not a...
He's a painter, not a content creator. Okay, keep it light, huh? Keep it positive.
No, it's possible.
Okay, all right, let's go. Give us your conclusion.
My conclusion?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you ever get lost between the Louvre and Bourse, don't hesitate to come by.
And if Blaze isn't around, you have his email, which I'll put down below, and you have his website as well.
No, well, I have a pan of whatever. Yeah, link into description.
Links below.
Links below. C'est pas bien?
Yeah. Now, I know we said no repeats, but I do want to make an exception for Paroles de Fromage because I actually covered them in a video a year and a half ago, but since then they've moved from the 10th to the Île Saint-Louis where we are today, which is a small island across from Notre Dame. I thought we could pay them a visit. Paroles de Fromage translates to Words of the Cheesemakers, and I don't think that there could be a better name for this group since, above all, they are passionate cheesemakers happily sharing their craft with the world. No matter if you're popping in to buy some cheese or you're coming to enjoy a wine and cheese pairing event, you instantly feel like you're in good hands.
Hello everybody, my name is Pierre and I am the founder of this beautiful place, which is the Living Cheese Museum, and we are in the very center of Paris. We are on a beautiful island called Île Saint-Louis, which was formerly an island where there was cows, and it was named the Cow Island. So welcome to our island. And in this place, we make very crazy things. We make cheese, we taste cheese, we do visits. So I think it's better if I show you that to you. So come with me.
In the cheese museum, you can of course buy delicious cheese, some of which you can take to eat on the go, like these Comté cheese fries. And you can also peruse their cheese-themed products and souvenirs. Your trip wouldn't be complete, of course, without going on a guided tour of the museum with the cheesemaker to better understand the history and method of cheesemaking in France. Plus, at the end, you get to try 4 different cheeses.
So now we're going down to a beautiful cellar where we are giving every day cheese and wine tasting classes. And this cellar is one of the most old parts of Paris, because this cellar is from 1639. And you will be amazed, as I am actually every day. I'm amazed about the beauty of this environment. We're very lucky to be here. So here we organize cheese and wine tasting classes. So you'll be seated here with a very nice selection of farm cheeses made very traditionally from everywhere in the country. So we can get to discover the little subtleties of cheeses and with good pairings. I'm missing the wine. Give me some wine, please. Hop!
Today at the boutique, I wanted to pick up a cheese and wine combo that I actually learned at one of their tastings, which is a combination of Époisse cheese and Morgon red wine. I'll share a little secret with you. As someone whose job it is to test all the different tastings and classes around Paris, theirs is by far the most interesting, the most pedagogic, and the most fun. I recommend everything that they do. You can go eyes closed and you'll be sure to have a great time. And just a quick note that if you want to bring any cheese home, you can always ask them to wrap it sous vide for travel like you see here. Just make sure that you check the laws surrounding the quantities and the types of cheese that you can bring home for your specific country. Our next stop is in the Marais at a shop called HEMA. Now, this isn't exactly a dollar store, but I think it has an inventory that's closest to what you'd find in a dollar store. The pieces are a little bit higher in quality as well, and I think there's more useful products that you can find at an HEMA. Now, I'll normally come to HEMA if I'm looking for things like party supplies or party decorations, wrapping paper supplies, very basic interior decor pieces, and I definitely come here during the holidays because they have the cutest wine and champagne glass Christmas ornaments that I am really hoping are in stock. Similar to Intimissimi, we're at the Marais location, but there are a ton of HEMAs all around Paris. Now, I don't think it's a secret that the French aren't overly enthusiastic about holidays like Halloween, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, even birthdays, to be honest. So I like to go to HEMA even if it's just to look around, because I get my fix for the enthusiasm and excitement that I grew up with in Canada. I sadly didn't find the Christmas ornaments I was looking for at this location, so we may have to check another, but I did find the rechargeable flickering tea lights that I needed. I love candlelight, I think it's so relaxing and cozy, but I also think that it would very much be a fire hazard to light 25 tea lights every night in our apartment. So instead, we have these remote controlled candles that we can recharge. And just to wrap up our little visit to HEMA, I thought I would show you the lower level, which is where you can find kitchen supplies. I figure if you find yourself in Paris needing something like a wine bottle opener or measuring spoons, now you know where you can go. So I guess that just about brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my favorite shops with me. I hope it gives you some ideas for what you can do on your next trip to Paris. I would love to know what you think down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.